Anthony.
I'm muted.
Could be watching the Flat Earth special that I put up while I edit the other one.
So, have you guys heard? You guys were talking about conspiracy cats, right?
No, I haven't heard. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, have you heard that now the news story is that Anthony actually failed the physics test, and the full video of him tinkering, making it come out that Anthony passed because conspiracy cats didn't want to be a bad guy, and he didn't want to make Anthony look bad. So he sort of made him pass, but that's not the real story. Now he's actually failed, and the actual video of this is going to be given to one of Catz's friends. So this is going to hit the wires over the next couple weeks.
Are we gonna have another blow up like non sequitur?
This is just drama, I assume, from conspiracy cats to try and discredit Tony in some way.
Well, let's add some more drama to this. Go ahead and share my screen, Nathan.
Okay, you're up.
Because we have a test with conspiracy cats. He didn't even know it. One, because we wasn't testing him. Say again?
No one said anything.
I'm getting some bad feedback. Hey, can y'all go on mute?
We can't see whatever you're presenting anyway. Just see
I can sort that out. Hold on a second.
And do me a favor. Do me a favor. If you're not speaking, can you go on mute?
Yeah, I will as well.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm gone on mute now. I'm now on mute.
I'm now on mute.
Okay, everyone can see? Yes, Nathan, we all see really clearly. Thanks for
I'm
doing
on
that.
mute.
We're on mute.
on mute. Yeah,
We're all on mute.
Just stay on mute. What's your problem?
Right, we're staying on mute.
God. Let's not make this a running gag, please, for the love of Christ.
I am on mute. Come on, everyone.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Yeah, we went over this. We went over this before, with a special on conspiracy cats. But since he's going to come out with his little remake of the test, I thought I'd present this and see where his physics and science acumen lies, because he didn't actually give Anthony a physics test. It was more a memorize, regurgitate, mathematics maneuver. Well, mathematics isn't physics, and memorize and regurgitate is definitely not science. So conspiracy cats gave us a test. We didn't even test them. He just offered this up. So conspiracy cats, the second law of thermodynamics is about the movement of energy, not the movement of matter. So we appreciate this, conspiracy cats. You know, just hammering the C4 fire, taking that shovel and bashing your own head in with a shovel. We'll take it, right? So what we got here, so just keep this in mind. So number one, from the universe today, as Einstein showed us, light and matter are just aspects of the same thing. Matter is just frozen light, and light is matter on the move. Albert Einstein's most famous equation says that energy and matter are two sides of the same coin. So, conspiracy cats, I know you, this is one of your pseudoscience priests that you adore. Are you throwing Einstein under the bus with this little maneuver up here? I mean, this is a belly laugher, brother. Number two, let's take a look at the definition for entropy. Number two, in classical thermodynamics, this is from the entropysite.org. In classical thermodynamics, it is viewing entropy increase as a measure of the dispersal of energy from localized to spread out at a given temperature. You're good to go right now, conspiracy cats, if we'd stop right here. But the definition continues. In molecular thermodynamics, it is considered the change in a system or surroundings or their total for which there are fewer accessible microstates to one for which there is an increased number of accessible microstates. You know, like gas pressure, highly concentrated, and then allowing the volume to increase, and then the gas molecules spread out to more accessible microstates. I have a question. Are molecules matter? If conspiracy cats would have said water is made of boll weevil silicon salts, it would have been more coherent. And again, from the entropysite.org, gas expansion into a vacuum, mixing of ideal gases or liquids, diffusion, effusion, colligative effects, and osmosis, each fundamentally involves a what? An increase in entropy. Due to, we've heard this before, the increased dispersion of energy with no change in total energy in the case of ideal substances due to a greater number of microstates for the particular system involved. I have a question. Is a gas matter?
Can answer on behalf of
at
conspiracy
any
cats.
pressure, I'm not done yet. At any pressure, ideal gases will spontaneously flow into an evacuated chamber, spreading the energy of their molecular motions over the final larger volume without any change in temperature. Are gases matter? Conspiracy cats would fail 6th grade intro to physics, hands down. This is intro to physics, folks. I'm telling you. If you don't know this, I mean, this is a train wreck. So go ahead and bring up your exam that you gave to Anthony. We're just gonna stick right here. Thanks, Crayon Muncher. Bye now.
Cool, good presentation. I hadn't heard that about Anthony's claimed failure, so I didn't know anything about that whatsoever. But there we go, if you say so.
Well, let me get
any
this
idea
right.
what the... Sorry, Ranty, what was the change? Because if it looks bad either way, right? If you're going to claim that someone's
Yeah, of course.
passed
Yeah, because
when they haven't... Go on,
yeah,
Ranty.
can I just say something, Nate?
Go on.
It's like, if he's going to change, if he's using Tony as some kind of bait, so saying that he passed, so that then he could get into a dialogue with him or something like this and create, do stuff for his own channel, and then he literally goes back and says, actually, I lied about this. Then that just shows that he has no problem in being dishonest at all. So it's worse for him than it is for Tony. Because it shows that he has no problem in lying to his audience, to lying to everybody, just to for what reason?
No, I totally agree. That was what I sensed that you were going to say the same thing I was. So yes, I completely agree.
Well, there's nothing new with the Globers. This is exactly what we expect. Conspiracy Cats, it's nothing new. It's exactly the way he goes after the work I does and refuses to even utter the words inferior mirage. It's very strange when he's saying that these boats always go over the horizon, but will never address the actual phenomena that's there present. So yeah, in fact, it's better. I wish he will release a video saying that he's set it all up and that he's actually failed and saying that he was tricking people or whatever, because it would be ideal for me, because I can include that in all my videos about him in the future.
What was your question, Nathan?
No, that was it. I was just going to state the same thing that Ranty was, which is to say that if you've fudged a test result and claimed someone's passed when they've actually failed, and then later just disclose that you've fudged a test result, it's like, well, that looks terrible.
Oh yeah,
He's
I
a
get
teacher.
it. Yep.
Well, being a baller, he might be grading on the curve.
Bum.
No, but it basically puts every single thing that he ever publishes in the future into question and doubt, because you'll never be able to trust a single word he says.
Oh, Nathan, go ahead and share my screen again since Franty's here. I know it's a pain in the butt, but go ahead.
Yeah, you're on.
Ranty, we were talking about your photo. Are you seeing this?
No, he's not.
Oh, great.
Yeah, now he is.
Now he is?
Yeah.
Remember this photo, Ranty?
I do.
See, we were on the other day and we were schooling Zanuck. And I brought this photo up and I thought you were in the hangout, but you had left. And the question popped up was, remember the boulder you were talking about that was on the shore? Is it in one of these two photos?
It's in that photo.
It's in here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you
need
can
to
you
go,
point?
Go
do
to
you,
the, keep going to the right. Oh, right. So, you've not got the proper image, have you?
so this, hold on a second. Is it on the other photo? This one?
No.
So it's not
that
on
one.
either of these.
No.
It's. I did try and explain this at the time. So the still that you've got is taken from a video, and on the far right-hand side of this sweep is the clock tower, and then below the RLNI lighthouse is a rock, but it's about, I don't know, the same width again as this image to the right of what you've got in this image.
Oh, it's further this side.
Yes.
Right. I'm gonna put it in the side chat now. You can download the image right now. So.
Can you stick it? Can you give it to him on Skype just to save the faffing around, so I don't have to do anything? If everybody does a little, I don't have to do anything.
I'll have to find your quantum. How do I find you? Is it Quantum Razor?
On Skype?
Or,
No,
yeah.
just
or Master B.
put it in Master B, or yeah, you could throw it in Master B.
Sure. Okay.
It's on the telly.
It's on the telly.
There you go. So you can
I'm kind of
download
waiting
that
for a
image.
gap to jump in, but Wiggles here, how's everyone doing?
Good, thanks.
Oh no.
There's the image, John. If
Oh,
you want
yes.
to download that, I'll show you exactly where the boulder is.
A few things I wanted to say, but I'll wait for you
No,
guys
that's
to
okay,
be
Wiggles.
done.
Hold on.
John, yeah, you really.
I now
don't-
need to screen share again, don't I, Ranty? So you can show him where it is. Okay, hold on. Okay.
So the building on the far right, the white building on the furthest to the right.
You're at the right.
This one?
You're at the right.
This one?
Yeah.
That one, yeah. So just in front
It's
of that
not my
building.
other right. This is right from here. That's not my other right. Okay, I got it. This one?
Yes, zoom in.
I don't think I
Yeah.
can zoom in on that one too. Wait a
There
second,
you
let
go.
me see.
There you go.
That's
So-
as far as I can go.
Right. Okay. So so that building, you see, it's got like two legs on the right and one on the left, sort of thing. Well, it's next to the one on the left. It's in front of
Is
it.
it
You
right
can see
here?
a black. Yeah. That's the boulder.
And that's on the shore?
Yep.
Got it.
In fact, all of
Oh,
those
hold on,
buildings
it's
shouldn't
just
be
off
seen.
screen.
Let's just be honest. They shouldn't be seen. Nothing should be seen in this image. Everything that's there isn't real. It's all in mirage, apparently.
It's just off screen, Nathan? Is
No,
there
I'm just
something I
moving
can
it now.
do
I'm
here?
just resizing it. Just give me 10 more seconds and I'll have it so that the audience can see it.
Okay.
Okay, just point it again. It's good enough. Perfect. Thank you.
Ranty, give the diagnostics, how high the camera, how long the image.
Yeah, it was from 1 foot distances. The furthest buildings were 18.3 miles away. 18 miles away to the majority of those buildings. 1 foot observation, holding it around my ankles, literally by the waterside. I hadn't actually learned to get down on my belly and do it Tony style at this moment in time. But I learned from this, taking these images, that that's what I needed to do. But yeah, 1 foot, probably a little bit less even, 18 miles plus.
Ranty, do you have a higher elevation picture of the beach right here?
I can show you drone footage. I could probably find some online drone footage of that area.
Right, because I can't remember, was it Zanuck? He was saying he wasn't seeing the beach here, and I'm seeing the beach here.
That's sand dunes. They're the sand dunes that are in the foreground.
Yep.
Those sand dunes in the foreground are around about 13.5 miles away, and the buildings are further behind them.
Right.
Another 4.5 miles or so. And on the right-hand side, that's the town of Barrow Town Centre with a clock face. That's the medical centre that has the medical centre
here.
is the building. Yeah, that's the medical centre. Yeah.
And then the clock tower, right?
Clock tower. Yeah. Shouldn't see that. It's not there really. But
Cool.
You can just
Yeah.
see
If
how
you can
calm
get
the water is.
If you can get a higher elevation picture, I'd like to see a picture of this beach.
Oh yes, I've got higher elevation. Yeah, of course I have. I've got lots of
with
these.
you, with you at higher elevation, just so we can see the beachfront.
Oh yeah. Sure, yeah, no worries. 1 sec. I'll just find you on my channel actually, and I'll just take a snapshot.
Yeah, and put it in Master B's. I'll just pull it up.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
Okay, you all done? You all square? Do you want? Can I stop sharing and?
Oh, I thought we were going to take a look at what the beach looks like. Do a little compare and contrast here.
Yeah, 1 sec. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so if you want to just chat.
Oh, we got some chatters.
I'm on mute, so.
Chatter. A few things I wanted to say, but actually, I just noticed though that when you search for Nathan Oakley on YouTube, Wiggles is like the second search term that comes up right after that.
Astonishing.
That's kind of interesting.
I don't know what I'm speechless.
But I don't know. I had like over a lot of the shows I've been on. Like I've compiled. I was looking like the other day. I found this text file where I compiled like all these responses to things that Nathan has said to me, and then I've been cut off, so I wasn't able to respond and say them.
Oh, sure.
But I don't know. It's like 100 lines of text. I could read some of those.
I can't wait.
So, just out of interest,
well, you're kind of slow too.
Do any of them prove your spinning ball religion?
No, they're just responses to things you've said, or you've asked me.
Yeah, my question is, do any of the things prove your spinning ball religion? That's the question.
Why do you want me to prove a spinning ball religion to you?
Because presumably these quotes have come out of flat Earth debate, correct?
There you go, John. You've got it.
Wait, one.
In masturbators.
What flat Earth debate is merely a debate of whether the Earth is flat or not.
So, do any of these quotes prove your spinning ball religion or not?
Well, Nathan, I can hear the exhaustion in your voice, but because you said spinning ball religion so many times by now, but my religion is not that Earth is a spinning ball. If you'd have to ask me about because you kind of begged the question a little bit there.
Yes or no, man?
But if it's a begged question, I can't answer yes or no to it because then
No, this is not a proposition. If you were a
his
baller, no,
is
we're
correct.
pretty sure that you're a baller. So.
Wiggles, is this just
I was
another
actually a
tired
flat earther
angle
for a
from
couple
one of your
days.
ballers today?
Okay, do you have any evidence for it then? If it's not
Evidence
a religion?
for what?
Yeah, my point is,
Evidence
other
for
than
spinning. Well, I mean, like for the spinning, you need some evidence. For the ball thing, you need some evidence. Like when Eratosthenes did his experiment, for example, like they had looked at lunar eclipses for so long. It's like basically what they had the advantage of a distant light source, the sun, shining the shadow of the Earth on the moon. And
How do you know that?
Now that's a handful of.
Well, this is just the history
right
of
there.
it.
You see, there you go. That would be potentially an interruption point for me. So they assumed Earth was a sphere causing a shadow. That's all presupposition.
No. They didn't assume Earth was a sphere. They just looked at the shadow cast upon the moon by the Earth.
Yeah, that would be assuming Earth. Hold on, Arwin. Yeah, that's precisely what I said. They made an assumption that it was a sphere Earth, and it was that sphere Earth that caused the shadow. Are you interrupting me, Wiggles? Seems that way. I hadn't finished my statement. Do you want to put that on your tally of when you've interrupted me, mate? Yeah, the difference being that what I'm saying when you interrupted, because so far no quotes confirming your spinning ball religion, what I've been interrupted saying is that they absolutely, without question, assumed the Earth was a sphere, and that sphere Earth, traversing around a sun at the centre of a heliocentric system, was indeed the cause of that shadow on the moon. That is precisely what they did.
Well, the way I understand it is just they were trying to figure out what the shape was. They didn't know the shape, so they're trying to figure out the shape by looking at its shadow.
Yeah, so they presupposed Earth as a sphere caused that curved shadow. Is that number 2? Another demolition of your argument being interrupted by you. Was that number 2, Wiggles, or was that someone else?
They didn't assume the shape.
That's not my question. Was that you interrupting me? But that's not my question. Was that you interrupting me? Because again, I point out that absolutely, you're saying they don't know, and yet they come to the conclusion that a sphere Earth caused that curved shadow. That would be a presupposition. That's precisely what I've declared. My question being, was it you that interrupted the end of that demolition of your heliocentric religion? Or was it someone else that interrupted me? My question is directly to Wiggles.
Okay, my interruption.
So it was you. So it was you that interrupted. It was you that interrupted the demolition of your sphere Earth religion and your assertion based on presupposition. So if this was my tally and you were to say, well, was anything in relation to sphere Earth or flat Earth, I'd say yeah. That interruption was me pointing out that it's absolutely a presupposition of your religion of a sphere Earth that caused that curved shadow, and it was interrupted. So that would be twice that you've interrupted a rebuttal that demolishes your sphere religion. Now I'm going to ask the original question. Give me one quote that you claim martyrdom on that proves your spinning ball religion. That's what I want to hear. Next words out of your mouth, Wiggles. Go.
Okay, so what you were asking is impossible. I can't fit all the information that would prove Earth is a spinning ball in a single quote. You can't compact that much information into that short a sentence.
No, I'm asking if any of the examples were akin to a proof of a sphere Earth. In other words, can you pull out where you were actually about to prove the Earth was a sphere, but I interrupted you?
They're not so much proofs as just responses to things that you've said, which I felt were not said.
So you're just being a martyr then? So nothing was any critical nature that was interrupted? You didn't have anything cut off that was going to prove your spinning ball religion? You're just playing a martyr? Whereas in this very sentence, you're interrupting me pointing that out, aren't you? That's what you've just done. You've just interrupted me and you're interrupting me now. So you've just interrupted me twice in the same sentence, Wiggles. Ball, Earth, mute button at play, it seems. Yeah, 2 of those 3 examples, 4 if you include this very sentence, were me taking apart your religion. So critical things that you're interrupting and making sure are interrupted for the audience. Hey, Wiggles, it seems yet again you're projecting. You've interrupted me 4 times in this conversation, and you want to list off the times I've interrupted you with non-critical information that's not pertinent to the debate. You bloody martyr. Like we care.
Oh, you must have saw that comment where I listed the times that you cut me off in one of your shows.
Did you see the responses? Nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared, did they, Wiggles?
Well, the ballers cared, the flatters didn't. Typical, so it's no surprise.
And what did they care about?
I can read out some of the comments.
And what was their concern for? I've asked this already. You're just whistling past it. You're whistling past it. What was their concern for? Did they feel that somehow I had cut off some incredibly important globe Earth proof? What were their concerns regarding? Because the flat earthers just said, "Who cares?" Yeah. Did they have something important to be critical of that with?
Yeah, the ballers were like, "Oh, you're cutting off Nathan when or Nathan is cutting off Wiggles when Wiggles is trying to make really good points." But the flatters are like, "No, cut off Wiggles. He's an idiot." So that's like there's two different perceptions of these interruptions.
I'll say it again. Cutting off really good points. There you go, interrupting me again. What a shock. So you've stated really good points. And I've asked you, the source of these apparent really good points, what the really good points were, and you haven't given me any. So I'm asking you now what the audience felt with the really good points, and you've just reiterated that they felt really good points were being cut off, even though you can't provide any. See my point?
Well, actually, more so since the points were cut off, they were not even made in the first place. So
well, you've got
I'm
notes.
here to make them right
you've
now.
You've got notes! So tell me, what's your spinning baller proof that was cut off? Go!
Okay. All right, let's go. So here's one of them. Towards the end, that guy, Sam or whoever, this is the video where like I was talking about Wolfie's experiment where he collected evidence for the spin of the Earth by measuring different weight, by measuring the same weight at different latitudes. So towards the end of that video, that guy, Sam or whoever, attempted a reasonable refutation of the argument that the measured decrease in weight of an object on the equator is due to the spin. He suggested that the decrease in weight was due to the irregularity tongue twister, of Earth's gravitational field. I looked into the numbers, and I can help you guys do this. You really would have to do this before you start saying Wiggles was slaughtered. That was a comment in the video. And what it is that a 60-kilogram person would only change in weight by 0.6 newtons, worst case, due to the irregularities of the geoid. His weight would change, however, by 2 newtons due to the spin of the Earth in the highest case. So the spin of the Earth changes the weight of a person by more than the irregularities do. So essentially, Earth's spin overpowers the irregularities. So Sam's objection was not entirely valid.
Ooh.
That was one response that I didn't get to make.
So that is
Can you
that
put that on
evidence for the
screen
spinning
so we
ball?
can confirm that you're not adding to your source like you did that one time?
Hold on.
Thank you.
My source is me, so like this is all right from the source, right?
Oh, right from your brain?
Sorry, guys.
Right
Hold
from
on a
the
second.
brain of Wiggles.
Is that the full claim that you feel is a globe Earth proof of spinning?
Well, that was text line number 105. There are obviously 104 text lines remaining.
Yeah, that wasn't my question.
Responses I haven't been able to
that wasn't
make.
my question. You seem to hear a different question to the one that's being asked.
Oh, yeah.
What was the question I just asked?
I don't know. I was talking. I didn't hear your question.
No shit.
Oh, QE, listen.
No,
Get all the
hold
images
on.
that I've sent you up to
Hold
now.
on.
Listen, if you check, hang on, just one sec. If you check Skype, I've already got an image there. I got in a direct line of sight, went further back, took an observation from about 50 feet, and then I compared them. So you're going to love that image. I just want to get that in case we don't get a chance.
Okay.
Skype now.
So Wiggles is playing martyrdom because he claimed that. Let me get it straight. Wolfie's experiment were the first words he used. Was that about the point I interrupted you by chance?
I'm not keeping track of interruptions anymore.
You said you made a note of it. You said you got it written down. 104 to go, you said. So do you want to repeat verbatim how that conversation went, where the interruption came, and if, as I'm questioning, if the interruption came at the point that you claimed you'd got an experiment? Once we've done that and established what the interruption point was and why you were interrupted, we're then going to go through the example in detail to establish your experiment that you've claimed here, now.
I mean, like back then we could like talk about the interruptions and who interrupted who, but that's kind of irrelevant details lost in the sands of time.
No,
right now, the only thing that was really relevant was
it's not lost in the sands of time. Yeah, I'm interrupting you because you're now lying. You've just said you've got a note of it all. You've got it all written down. You've got documents to prove where you were interrupted, you bloody martyr. Now you're saying the information's lost to the sands of time. So have you not got this written down? You're just making this shit off the top of your head.
I didn't put timestamps of where I was interrupted and unable to make points. I just extracted the points themselves that I was not able to make on the show.
Quote precisely what was said now.
Well, precisely what was said was I referred to Wolfie's experiment where he did that.
Sorry, I referred to Wolfie's experiment. It's not a quote. Do you know what a quote is? Clearly not. We've already established this because you incessantly misquote me and make shit up that I haven't said. So I know for a fact that you won't have a string of 105 quotes at your disposal. You'll just make shit up like you're about to do. You're going to give us the context of what was said. You're not going to give us a quote. You've not got quotes written down. You don't have timestamps to validate anything you claim. You've got your little chuckle and the bullshit you're going to make up off the top of your head. Now, I've heard your claim. 104 to go, my ass. What I heard was Wolfie. What I heard before I get interrupted. What I heard before I get the global mute button used on me was an experiment. So, shit for brains. You're now going to tell us, first and foremost, step one. What was your observed phenomena? We'll write it down, and then we'll go from there. So, what was the observed phenomena you, that would be Wiggles, have claimed here today?
My observed phenomenon was the jiggling of light as the YouTube video of Wiggles or of Wolfie doing his experiment played for me. That was my observed phenomenon.
Do you want to give us that again a bit more concisely? The observed phenomena.
The observed phenomenon was the jiggling of the electromagnetic field as the computer monitor I was looking at caused ripples in the electromagnetic field due to the pixels varying as I watched Wolfie's video of him doing an experiment.
Sorry, your dependent variable will become your phenomena. That's what we're talking about here. So your phenomena is...
So the dependent is the signals in my rods and cones.
Signals in your rods and cones. What you're saying is the phenomena is light.
Yeah, because I didn't do the experiment Wolfie did. I just watched him do it.
You've claimed it. Now we're getting clarity on what you've claimed. We're going to humiliate you now, Wiggles. That's what's going to happen after you've played Martyrdom for an apparent interruption. Oh, is this the global mute button used again? By Wiggles, it seems. Yeah, it seems so. There's another interruption by Wiggles, and I'm going to continue to be interrupted by Wiggles, it seems. Yeah, we're writing down, I've told you this twice, what you say. We'd like your dependent variable. Natural phenomena observed, please.
Change in weight of a mass.
Change in weight of a mass. What's this jiggling light stimulating Wiggles, rods and cones bullshit then?
How do you see?
Me watching the YouTube video. That's a fancy way of saying I watched a YouTube video. I'm giving you a flatter, never mind.
All right, what do we?
Sorry, don't mutter and gibber and say never mind. Apparently, this is number one most important interruption when asked for your global religion proof that was interrupted. This is what you've given us. Apparently, there's 105 more. At the first one, you're going to tell us, don't worry about it. Give up. Is that what you're saying? You've given up literally at the first question based on your claim of an experiment, which this absolutely is not.
Let's go for a short one there. Let me look for a short one.
No, we're going with this one. This is number one. What we don't do, Wiggles, here, is let you make a spurious bullshit claim and then move on to it when we rip it to pieces. So you've made a claim. Apparently martyrdom ensued when this experiment wasn't allowed to be aired because, of course, we haven't heard this bullshit about 1,000 times on the show. No. Wiggles came up with a unique globe-spinning proof, and we censored him. Now we're giving you all the time you need to explain it in detail. That's what you're going to do. And when we get to the point that it's utter bullshit, we'll point it out along the way. Okay, Wiggles? Let's not jump to the next one. Let's stick with this. Natural phenomena so far.
All right, let's do it.
Jiggling of light while you use the global mute button. Jiggling of light, question mark. Stimulating Wiggles, rods and cones, question mark. Now, we've also had a different claim of mass changing when you move position. So, we've got a problem already.
Weight of a mass.
Sorry, I was still talking. We've got a problem, Wiggles. Third time you've used the global mute button in this sentence. You're clocking these up. I've got 7 interruptions just on this show so far, Wiggles. You're clocking these? You're writing them down? That's a question. Are you writing these interruptions down, Fundy Globehead?
No.
Get them down, Sunshine! Get a pen! You keep interrupting me, you stupid fundy. Yeah, get them down. Write it down when you keep interrupting me. We've got two different phenomena, neither being phenomena, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Global mute button time. Global mute button time. Yeah, we've got two different claims. You've said jiggling of light and mass changing in different locations. So we've already got two
rods and cones.
Rods and cones, yeah.
Yeah, which one is it? The jiggling of light, stimulating wiggles, rods and cones. Which one is it? Which one are we going with?
Which one do you want to go with?
Is your example.
Can we change the subject?
You know that was a joke I was just making about me watching a YouTube video, right?
These were jokes. Okay.
Wiggles. Did you see the video I did about you, my friend?
Oh, I'll have to search that up. I'm subscribed to you, Ranty, so I'll have a look.
You didn't have a look? Oh, man, it's great. You put an observation out where you apparently show the curvature of the Earth by not showing...
Oh, yeah, wait a second.
Hold on. So, he's just played Martyrdom, claimed that he's been censored
I bet
by
I know
me.
you're talking about, Ranty, because I had a video that had a lot of
he's interrupting me again. I don't believe it. Literally mid-sentence, he's talking. Unbelievable global mute button. Literally 4 words into a sentence. Yeah, you've laid a claim that I've censored a globe Earth proof. Now we've come to it, and you don't even know what the phenomena is. You've given us 3 different things. So, Fundy, you're going to apologise for your bullshit? You've claimed you've got 105 interruptions of globe Earth proofs, and what have we actually got? A non-experiment done by Wolfie that you don't even know the phenomena for? Excuse me, how dare you lay these claims at my door? Wiggles, you sack of shit. Yet another false allegation of bullshit without any backing whatsoever. No quotes, no timestamps, just a bullshit claim that we haven't let this non-experiment through. When we actually gave you the time to do it, based on your objection, you went, don't worry about it, and then said it's a joke about watching a YouTube video. Who the hell do you think you are? Do you think you can come here and interrupt these conversations and get your martyrdom played out without us holding you to task on it? There's another interruption. There's yet another interruption. Global mute button time. Excuse me, what the hell are you doing? So now he's going to literally play a guitar over the top of me. The global mute button, yeah? Literally, if I won't let him talk, he'll play the fucking guitar over the top of me. This is your number 1 martyrdom claim that you've been interrupted and censored, and now you're playing the guitar.
He asked me who I thought it was. I think I'm Jimi Hendrix, but no, I can be serious though if you want.
Yeah, do you want to watch my screen?
So were these accusations and claims of censorship by me not serious then?
Well, they were serious, yeah. For example, 102
excellent.
Air particles.
We're on number 1. Excellent. If they were serious,
100.
I'm serious.
Escape velocity.
I'm serious. If they were serious, these accusations, I want you to go through them in detail. Now I want to know what the observed phenomena I apparently censored was. Tell me what it is. It's on screen waiting for you to tell us. We've got a problem. You've given us 3. Now go through it.
Okay, so 105. The observed phenomenon in that was the Wolfie had a mass, and the mass has a weight due to the force of gravity, and you can measure the weight. And the observed phenomenon was the change in the weight of that mass.
What's the definition of mass?
Wow.
A kilogram.
That seems like a very complex hypothesis.
I won't go there.
Kilogram is the unit of mass. Mass is just like the definition is just like stuff.
I'd rather destroy him with his own stuff, mate. I'd really just.
You're gonna have to take it easy on the white paper technical jargon and break it down for us laymen here. Okay, I'm not gonna get you.
When you ask what is mass, like just pick up a rock. You've picked up some mass. What else do you want to know?
Mass. I want to get through this. I won't bog it down with you not being able to define mass. So let's just roll with what you got. Okay, change in the weight of a mass. Okay. What is your independent variable that is the cause of the change in the weight of mass?
Latitude.
So latitude.
By the way, I can't see your screen, but I know exactly that the pink and text thing that you have, so I can imagine it, but I can't see it.
Yeah, just imagine it. Oops. I haven't had breakfast this morning.
So you're going to formulate this into a hypothesis, or are you going to ask Wiggles to do it?
I figured I'd do it. Saves time. There you go.
So latitude causes change in the weight of a mass. That's your hypothesis.
That came out pretty good.
What's your null?
Just not really a null here. Like, I guess
What's your
I've been
Sorry,
wondering how to
excuse me?
respond to that question when you guys
maybe
ask
you
what's
need
the
to
null.
make
and
this
you guys
number
kinda laugh.
106.
Best
Yeah,
response to
excuse
that
me.
is that
You can make
not
this
one
interruption
scientific
number
method
106 if you like, you bloody martyr. Yeah, there'll definitely be a null. The reason there's a null is because science is empirical. Yep. You will either prove or disprove your hypothesis. Now, if you validate your alternative hypothesis, you invalidate your null. Likewise, if you validate your null, you invalidate your alternative. It's what makes the method empirical. So you saying you don't have a null means you don't have science. So are you going to carry on to play martyr in this regard, Wiggles? Or are you going to get on bended knee and apologise for your incorrect martyrdom claim based on this non-science, pseudo-science claim based on your fundy religion of a sphere Earth that spins?
So I've been working on a response for that sort of question, and where I said, like, where you ask me if I have whether I can back up whether I'm doing science or not, because I'm not adhered to your method. And my response to that I've come up with, I looked at a bunch of
So you're just gonna make
I'm getting cut off. I don't like that.
then. That's
My
nice.
response that I've come up with is that there are multiple methods of science. So if you have one method that you guys kind of like for certain purposes, and I don't adhere to that,
Multiple methods.
then that
right?
no, I'm getting cut off. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Let's
If
get another
I
method
am not
in
using
here.
your method,
Wait
then
a
that
second.
does not
Wait a second.
necessarily mean that what I did is not.
Wait a
science.
second. Let's see this. Let's see this. Let's just train wreck this. First, this isn't a valid null hypothesis. This isn't a valid independent variable. Latitude doesn't cause anything. Show me. Give me the chemical form. Hold on a second. Give me the chemical formula, structure, charge, mass, momentum, or spin, or the millielectron volts, kcals, or kilojoules of a latitude line.
Tell me the 10 to the 9 billionth derivative of sine of x.
Jeez, oh man.
Good try and trying to sound smart, Wiggles.
No, I asked John this in a private message, and he actually
can you please
blocked
give
me.
us what I asked for?
What is the 10 to the 9
Latitude.
billionth derivative of sine of
Right.
x?
So you're a clown.
Easy question, John. You're a man of
Right.
science.
You're
You should
a
do this.
clown.
It takes 2 seconds.
Certifiable, right?
Latitude
lines.
do you know
Show
the
us a
answer?
latitude line.
Yes or no?
We want to see a latitude line.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. So, can you show us a photograph of a latitude line, please?
They are not real. They are just convention.
They're not real.
Sorry, bear with me a second.
So
What was the first
your
two
science
words?
is based
Sorry,
on
can you
something
stop
that-
rumpusing, for the love of God?
There is
Sorry, Wiggles, can you just repeat that? Did you say that one of the things in your hypothesis is not real?
Imaginary.
Imaginary?
Yes, that's what he said.
Yeah, I said latitude lines are not drawn on the Earth. They're not real.
Not real. So part of your hypothesis is something not real.
Fairy tale.
The points on the Earth at which latitude lines are drawn are real, but this one wasn't very fun.
Oh,
It didn't
okay.
take
Can you
very
show me a
long.
photograph of the points on the Earth where the latitude lines are drawn, as you just phrased it? Can you show me a photograph of that, please?
Well, I can take an arbitrary photograph, and there might be some metadata for that photograph that shows the latitude and longitude at which the photo was taken.
No. Can you show me a photograph of a latitude line? A photograph of it, because it's a real thing, isn't it?
No, the latitude is
Not real?
imagined. The latitude
It's
line is
imagined.
imagined. The point on the Earth's surface is real.
That's lovely. So we're not that interested.
And this
in
is not
imaginary.
that fun for one, guys.
Sorry, your part of your hypothesis is imaginary, my friend. So I'll ask again. Do you feel that you are justified interrupting me first and foremost? Do you feel justified playing the martyr in regards to this utter horseshit pseudoscience that you've brought to the table?
So, what are you talking about with martyrs, I guess? Because that's a strange word. I don't know why you're using the word martyr.
Oh, look it up.
Right, can I...
I know what it means. It means like a guy who goes in to commit suicide for some great cause, but why? I'm not really being a martyr here. I'm just having a conversation.
Oh no, I've been censored. The reality of my pseudoscience has been prevented to hear by the public. I'm such a martyr. Yeah, martyr.
The ball model has been destroyed. I must avenge it.
Nathan, can I please have a few minutes with this Wiggles guy? Because I did a video a couple of weeks ago and I've been waiting to speak to him about it.
Hold on a second, Ranty. Are we done with his little adventure into the scientific method? Are we done?
I'd say so.
Why don't you take some data that I collected and calculate the acceleration of a falling particle? That's some really easy science.
We're going to talk about we're going to talk about your data right now. If you want to look at my screen, we're going to talk about it right this minute.
Hey, Ranty, was I done yet? Just wait 1 second.
But you always hog it. I never get a chance to debate.
You always hog it. Listen, one short one, Ranty, and I promise, right to you right after this. He said that this is our scientific method, and there's many different scientific methods. Can you give us one of those scientific methods, please?
There are many. You just kind of create them on the fly, depending on what you're doing.
Oh, so you can make your own.
Okay.
Awesome. Everyone can
I'll
make
do
their
one
own
right now. This one first.
So cool.
Before you do, I've just got a quick question, Wiggles. Will this, like the scientific method, be empirical? This method you make up on the fly?
Yep. I'll even send the evidence to you right as I'm doing it.
And it'll be empirical.
Yep.
Oh, you
What's
bet.
the method? What's the method, please? Come on, come.
No!
Ranty's waiting.
You said he'd be quick.
Okay, so the method is I'm going to do what Pythagoras did when he was working out music. So Pythagoras noticed that you could take a bar, like he took bars. You could take a string or something, a taut string, and you can just like vibrate it, and then
we're asking for
frequency.
Another scientific method, not an example just yet. We want the scientific method first, and then you can use your example. What's the scientific method, please?
Well, unless he's basically
first,
claiming that was
you observe a phenomenon, and then
so the first one is observe. Hold on, observe a phenomenon. Okay, that's
the same one as yours from there.
Our method,
and then try to figure out if you can change that phenomenon a little bit. The second step. And the third step, I guess, would be try to come up with a formula that predicts the phenomenon given, like you'll try to create a mathematical equation that relates to measurable quantities by a mathematical formula, and then you see if your mathematical formula fits. That, I guess, that'd be the method Pythagoras used.
Fit. So that's the other scientific method. That's your Wiggle. Is this yours?
Oh, I said there's might be thousands. I don't know, like whatever kind of science you're trying to figure out. Like, oh my God, even like there's this guy.
Okay, hold on. Use your example now.
We'll talk about yogic science.
Go ahead. Observe a phenomenon.
So like yoga is even
in your
science.
Experimental method. Shut up. We're in your experimental method. We are now ready for your example.
Okay, so I observe a vibrating string. I can see it vibrating. And I can hear it making sound waves.
Okay, you got to try to figure out how you can change that phenomena.
So what I could do is I could vary the length of the string. Oh, I wish I had my Floyd Rose with me, but I actually got like a standard guitar, but I'll show you this trick, right? I can vary the length by doing this, right?
So you're causing that. So you already got the cause. You're causing it.
No, the cause
His
is the
method.
change in the length of the string.
Yeah, but aren't you hitting the string? You know, with a pick or your finger? You're stroking the string.
I'm just getting excited, yeah. But the
You're getting
in
it
the experiment, we
excited,
just
right?
assume that the string has been vibrating forever.
Is your
Wiggles,
boyfriend
are you
going to be
serious,
jealous?
man?
Now, come on, let him. This
I
is
say
the
silly
Wiggles
things,
method.
but yeah,
I
but
want to
like
hear about the Wiggles method. Come on.
we just
Try to.
yeah,
Go
this
ahead.
was the Wiggles. We just like I picked the string, and then the science begins as after the string has already reached the steady state.
Oh,
The
so
technical term,
the
right?
science
Steady
hasn't
state,
begun yet.
transients and steady state.
That's when the science begins.
So the science hasn't
Yeah,
begun
I'm
yet. Now,
confused at this
okay,
point. Can I just
Wiggles
say it? I'm
picks the
confused.
string. Now the science begins.
Yes.
Yes.
Let the science begin. Go.
Okay, you got to conjure an equation to fit that observed phenomenon. Okay, give us the equation. I got it. Zero plus
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
zero
Shit, yeah.
Come on, Joe.
equals
Let Wiggles finish. I
zero.
want to hear his method.
Is that the equation?
Come on. I
That's
want to
not the
know
equation?
more.
Let me just get a. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got. I don't. Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Oh, I can.
Please
Oh, when I
tell us
changed
more.
Windows, oh, that's good. I thought I had to Discord window in focus, so I had
Sorry
to.
about
yeah,
this,
but
Randy.
so the formula is going to be F equals square root of T divided by M divided by L all over 2L. So T is the tension of the string, M is the mass of the string, I think, and then yeah, L is the length of the string. Let me just double check what M means exactly.
Cool.
So this is
M
physics?
is, it's just a
Science
string
of
mass. Yeah.
sound.
Wait a second. Is this physics? So this is physics. So you're giving us an equation. Mathematics is abstract. Do you understand that, right?
So is physics, actually. Physics is a bit abstract.
So physics and physics is abstract too. Is that what you're saying? Right? Is that what you're saying? I can't hear you.
Yes, physics is abstract. That's what I'm saying.
So, do you know what the root of physics is? What would you guess that it is?
Not calculator.
Physical.
should
What's the
ask,
etymology?
do
of the
you
word
know what
physical? I actually don't know
abstract
that.
Yeah. Can you tell us what abstract means?
It just means having to do with objects that are not tangible.
And physics has to deal with the physical. So how are these two related?
Yeah, you create abstract objects to represent the physical objects.
Oh, you're creating abstract objects. So where's the square root representing your string?
Well, square root is an object in mathematics, and that exists in a set theoretical sense, because square root is a function, and a
theoretical.
function
We're not
is
working in
a
theoretical.
triple of
This
sets.
is actual
The first set is
physics.
the
Come on, let him
domain.
finish.
The second set is the
Yeah, but Randy's getting
range. Yeah, the
a
range.
little
And then the
pissed
third
over
set
there,
is
so-
the relation between them. Relation is a word that has a mathematical definition,
sure.
and it is
So,
just a subset of the
I think we're
product
about
of
done
two
here.
sets.
No,
Mr.
I think what
Abstraction.
Wiggles is trying to get to is basically say, yeah, you can definitely use math involving physics.
In physics,
However,
you can't.
with physics, there's this thing about it. It has to actually be physical, and the math is only an assistant. It's not actually part of the core function.
Oh, it is. Where'd you get that from, Arwen?
Can I ask a question?
Right? Oh, isn't it?
No.
Oh, really? So
Yeah, okay.
math can't be
let's
used
deal.
to
So-
assist in physics?
So let's deal with somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Oh,
We
really?
got
So how is it
Professor-
then? You
Excuse
say
me,
it right
Arwen.
now. How is it?
Excuse me.
How does it?
Excuse me. Thank you. So we got Professor Bhaktaraman Balakrishnan, the professor of physics at ITT Madras. Introduction to Quantum Physics, Heisenberg's Uncertainty Principle. And I quote, "That's the whole point about physics. It's not mathematics. So it's not a set of axioms from which you derive results. The rules of the game you prepare to change and subsume in an even broader framework. And the last one. From the chair of physics at Yale, quantum mechanics, physics. It's a theory which is based on experiment. It's not deduced by mathematics. Hello, Wiggles.
Yeah,
you got a problem.
Yeah, hello.
You fall down, go boom, boom.
Yeah, so let me try to emulate Richard Feynman on the quote that physics is not mathematics. Richard Feynman said, like, well, physics
yeah,
is only interested in reality, where the mathematician is not concerned about reality. So then, the
That's right.
physicist may go to the math. Oh, wait, I'm telling an awesome story.
Wow.
So, like, the physicist, the
You
mathematician
just train wreck
may
your own position, son.
do mathematics on
Wiggles, do
Euclidean
you read what
spaces
you're going to
of
read before you read it?
dimension.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't.
maybe this would be a good place to do a ball
I'm gonna read-
on it.
Christ.
Can I ask
Yes,
a question?
hey,
I wanted-
Nathan,
this is
we can move to
Feynman made
Granty
such
because he's waited
awesome
patiently.
point. I wanted.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm kind of waiting to speak to this Wiggles guy.
Right.
He's waited patiently, so we can move.
Thank
Okay.
you. Go ahead. Wiggles.
All right.
Wiggles, you put a video out recently,
Mhm.
an observation. Can you see my screen right now?
No, he can't. He's in Discord.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but he knows what his own observation is. I'm sure he can play by ear.
Right, he did 3 observation hikes. You went to the top of the hill to the park bench, and then you went down to the shingles. And you was looking
The
across it.
shingles?
Yeah, there's like some
Okay.
stones. You know where I'm talking
I
about?
think I might know. Yeah, might have been vantage point A from the intersection between Fowler's Road and Blackstrap Path. That might have been what you're talking about.
Yeah, the midpoint is where you've got some benches that you were sat on. You climbed to the top of the hill and you was trying to see Backloo Island or whatever it's called. You could see it from the top of the hill, but you couldn't see it from the bottom of the hill. So right next to the water. And you said that was a proof of the globe.
Proof of Earth not being flat.
Okay, so in that video, you show 3 separate shots. So 3 points to the horizon where you're looking to try and see this island in the distance. And clearly from the bottom image, from the lowest point, you can't see the island. I'll agree with you on that, yeah? You're aware of that,
Okay,
yeah? Yeah. The problem comes
Yep.
that when we actually look at the image, and obviously this is the image that you present, you do a zoomed in shot with it in a circle. You know, I think you're looking through a telescope or something. And
yeah, I'm using the poor man's P900.
Okay. Well, the problem that you have is that you have a rock in the foreground, and you're looking past that. Let me just get the name of the island 1 second.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes. Finally,
Wabana?
someone objects with that objection.
So that's Wabana, yeah? So you're looking past, is it Wabana Island or something, or Bell Island?
Yeah, Bell Island.
Yeah, so as you look past Bell Island, you're looking at, well, let me go back to my image. So you're looking past Bell Island, and in the distance, the horizon is higher than the base of Bell Island, right?
Oh,
horizon
yes,
is
I know
higher.
this one, yeah.
Oh, you know that one. Okay, so right, yeah. So the distance to Bell Island is 7.3 miles away. The problem you have, clearly, is your observer height. The horizon should be way before the rock. In fact, you shouldn't see the horizon beyond this rock. This rock is far, far too far away. What's your explanation for that?
Yeah, so I actually went to Mick West on the Metabunk with this, and Mick West actually created a temperature profile of the atmosphere for that day to explain why the refraction caused that, like the horizon to be behind the rock.
Right. Okay. So refraction lifted up the water, but it didn't lift up the island in the distance that you were trying to film.
Yeah, and I actually
No. That's literally a very good question, because the horizon should only be about 2.5 miles away from your vantage point. The horizon is beyond 7.3 miles away, so which is 3 times the distance. Why are we not seeing the island then? If the horizon is being lifted up, why is the mountain that you're trying to view in the background not also lifted up?
I brought that exact same contention to Mick West, and I think Mick West kind of didn't really know what I was getting at. I was like, Mick West, your temperature profile is wrong, because I pointed out exactly what you said to me to him, and he just hasn't responded yet. So then I got fed up waiting for Mick to create a temperature profile, and I went and created my own temperature profile that would explain how that little bit of ocean in front would be lifted up, but the distant Backloo Island would not be lifted up. I found the temperature profile of that. I think I even still have that open in Paint right now. And
I don't know. I haven't got words to explain what gibberish.
Hold on a second, Ranty. I'm sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. You say you've created a temperature profile. What does that mean exactly?
Oh, I'll just link it in the Discord.
No, just tell me what that means.
This is. Oh, temperature. Oh, right. I should define much more. Yeah, a temperature profile just means like on the x-axis you have temperature, and on the x-axis you have temperature, y-axis you have elevation. I think. Let me check. It's just like a profile of like what the temperature is throughout the atmosphere at different heights. Yeah, okay. Y-axis is height.
Okay, and how did you gain these measurements?
Y-axis is height.
How did you get the measurements?
Oh no, this is what you kind of work backwards, right? Like you come up with, you've had some observation that contradicts the raw geometry predictions of what you would see on around Earth, and then so you kind of work backwards and try to construct a temperature profile that would have created that refraction.
Sorry. So what you're saying is
like
you have absolutely. I was just 2 sentences into the demolition of your assertion that you just made, but of course that means it's time to interrupt. Of course. So what you're saying is, based on your reification of a globe model into reality and what that reification says should or shouldn't be there, you've reverse engineered the conditions that would be necessary for that to be the case based on your reification of a globe model. What my question was what were the measurements that you took?
The measurement is just a photograph.
So none.
A photograph is a measurement.
Excuse me. You're trying to explain the photograph and you're saying the measurement is the photograph. So this is a circular reasoning argument where your fundy belief in the reification of a globe model based on a presupposed radius value and what that model says should or shouldn't be there, you're going to say that the photograph you're comparing to that reification model is also the data that you require when reverse engineering the conditions necessary for this picture to match your reification fallacy. That's circular reasoning. It certainly isn't measurements of the temperature that was occurring every, I don't know, foot between the camera and the observation. So you've taken 0 measurements and are literally reverse engineering the conditions necessary based on your reification of a globe model.
I mean, yeah, you're sort of getting at the idea there. You're getting at the counterintuitive nature of an indirect measurement. Like, and I actually was surprised to learn this, that you can actually, like, if you have a photograph and you have a negative of that photograph, this is according to Alan Watts now, you can take a small corner of that photograph and you can, through some methods, reproduce a little blurrier image, but you can reproduce the whole photograph just from like a little corner of that photograph.
Could not give 2 shits. My question was about the measurements for the actual atmosphere that you're claiming is doing things. And you're telling me you've taken absolutely no measurements but simply reverse engineered your reification fallacy. That's outrageous.
Well, I took an indirect measurement of the temperature.
You didn't take any measurements. You took no measurements. Stop calling them indirect. You could not tell me the temperature of the sea on that day unless you Google searched it right now. And it absolutely will not match your reverse engineering based on what is required for the picture to match your reification fallacy. So you haven't taken any measurements, indirect or direct. You've assumed the conditions necessary to match your reification fallacy.
I'd like to point out, though, earlier, as you were talking there, I didn't cut you off, but apparently Googling something is taking a measurement. Because you said, like, if I didn't Google the temperature, so I didn't measure it.
No worries. I'm holding a cup of tea. I want you to Google search how hot it is right now and tell me how hot it is. Go.
Probably about 60 degrees Celsius.
You're wrong. Do you know
That's
how
not Googling.
Excuse
that's
me.
guessing.
Excuse me. You're wrong. Now, do you know how I'm going to measure it?
Okay, how?
With a thermometer. Not a Google
Let's
search.
find out how close
Excuse
that
me,
was.
I hadn't finished. I'm not going to measure this tea with a Google search. That's incorrect. It won't give me an accurate temperature for the liquid. Now, do you know what will give us an accurate measurement for the liquid on screen now?
Can't see it, but I can imagine a thermometer.
It's your picture, dipshit. My question is, do you know what will give us an accurate measurement for the water in this picture? And I guarantee it ain't a Google search, my friend.
Oh, I can't see your screen is the problem.
Yeah, it's just water in your picture that you took of water that you're saying very specifically you know the atmospheric conditions based on your reverse engineering of your reification globe world. Now I'm saying how I'd actually get an accurate measurement for, say, the water comparable to a cup of tea I've just put a thermometer into. Now you can play dumb all you like, Wiggles. I'm going to ask you again how we would get an accurate measurement of the temperature of one specific section of this water. Not every foot, just one little bit of it. Do you know what I'm going to use to get that measurement? Same as my teammate.
You could use a thermometer.
A thermometer. Now I want you to show me where you've put a thermometer in every single foot along this observation so you can accurately tell me what the temperature of the water is. Then I want you to show me your measuring of the air so you can give me differential values between the two, every foot between here and the observation point and observation itself. Now, unless you can do that, I'm not going to accept your reverse engineering of your reification fallacy. That's fundamentalism on steroids. You taking your reification, looking at a picture, seeing it does not match, and then reverse engineering the conditions necessary based on your model. It's absolutely laughable.
It's worse than that, Nate.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you're raising really.
I'll tell you why it's worse.
Because if I was more curious,
what he's saying
I would
is that
go
this
out
is
and
being
actually measure the
loomed.
temperature and see if the temperature did confirm what I predicted it would be. That would be a great test.
Did you get
and that's part of
temperatures? Did you get them for this picture? Did you weigh it out with a thermometer?
I did not.
So shut up. Don't use your fundy globe head mute button on Ranty when he's pointing out some idiocy that you've presented here. Just shut up and tolerate it, you stupid fundy. Yeah? You with your reverse engineering and your reassertions of what you could do in future. Yeah, I'm not interested. You haven't measured jack. You've just expressed your fundamentalist religious belief and reverse engineered a picture based on that belief. You bloody fundy. Now shut your chops and listen to what Ranty's got to say to you.
So you've had Mick West that's come up with some kind of equation or formula to explain why you're seeing the horizon beyond this rock in the foreground, right? So it's clearly placing the horizon at more than 7.3 miles away, probably closer to 10. In which case, you know, you're trying to say that the conditions were so extreme, the refraction index was so off the chart that it lifted up the horizon far in excess of where it should be. But not only that, it also lifted the rock up because you're seeing the base of it and it's in the water. And yet we're not lifting the mountain up in the background. So the refraction index has then stopped, it's ceased. It's then gone back to normal. So somewhere in between the observation point A and point B, let's get it up on Google Earth. What we've got here is we've got Bell Island. What you're saying is that the refraction index from your point down here, so let's put an arbitrary line in here, was extreme. And then you're saying that the conditions went back to normal between this point here and the island in the background to push the island back down. Is that what you're trying to say? There was two refraction indexes going on.
You've said a lot, so I'll try to respond to one of the first things. I'm really bad at keeping track of a list of questions, sorry, because I hear one and then my mind just goes like, how am I going to explain this one question? And I kind of don't hear the other questions. That's just a flaw in my psychology. But you said that we were looking at the base of Bell Island. I actually didn't look into whether or not we were seeing the base of Bell Island, but all I care is that when you, even if you just do raw geometric curve calculation, Bell Island is like 7.5 miles away. Bell Island is 211 feet tall. Viewer elevation at the beach is about a couple feet. You plug that into the curve calculator and you get 11 feet obscured. So basically, you see all of Bell Island from the beach. That's
I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in why the horizon is higher than the base of Bell Island, right? That's all I'm interested in, because the horizon should never, ever, ever be higher than the base of Bell Island. When you can see the base of it and the horizon higher.
Yeah, your point's really clear. He's train wrecked himself. He's saying that according to the geometric mathematics, the base of that should be obscured to the tune of 11 feet according to the geometry. Well, that can't possibly be the case. The horizons are behind it and above it. So obviously it's not being obscured by no leading edge of a reified horizon sphere. Obviously not. So no, it's not hidden by Jack, mate. If it was, it'd be obscured by the leading edge of your sphere, what you claim the horizon is, Fundy.
My gut reaction when I first saw the comment on it, and I pinned the comment on the video, I think it was like, explain this on a Flat Earth number 13. I just pinned the comment that the Flat Earther made because I was like, damn, this is a good point. And my gut reaction to that, the first reaction I made to that was I just checked my other videos and see if the same thing would happen. And I think number 12 I compared, and the horizon was actually in front of Bell Island in that one because I had a really clear day on when I did number 12. So the horizon was in front of Bell Island, as you would expect on a globe Earth.
Sorry, what were the temperatures? What were the temperatures for that observation? What did you weigh out for that one and get the temperatures of the water and the air for the refractive indexes and the comparison differential values between the two? Did you get those for that observation?
I just took a picture, and I didn't even bother with temperature stuff or refraction. I just took a picture. That's it.
Why? Sorry, you're going to start asserting cause based on a fundamentalist belief based on this picture, and you're telling me that you're only going to take a picture and then assert your fundamentalist religious belief about sphere Earth based on the picture alone?
No, I should, and this is a very good time to bring this up. I was a flat earther for a couple days, not even
That's
joking.
not what we're asking. That's not what we're asking. I'm asking why you haven't gone out and got measurements of differential values for refraction, something that can cause sinking and rising of features in the distance, and you're just going to assert that the reason something may have sunk or loomed is because of your fundamentalist religious Earth-based geometry mathematics. Now, if you're not going to account for actual refractive effects by taking measurements of the air temperatures and water temperatures and just brush past it and say, no, it's my fundy belief in Earth curve, we're just going to do what we're doing here, which is point out that, no, there's a multitude of reasons why things can raise and lower in the distance. Tim Osman's got a really long list of them. Now, you don't just get to whistle past every single one of them and assert your fundy belief in Earth curve based on perspective hijacking mathematics. That's not what happens here. You don't just get to assume Earth is a sphere and then reverse engineer what the conditions need to be for it to match your model. Bloody fundy zealot. Do you not understand what's going on here?
What we understand is that when we take observations, especially where the horizon, the perceived horizon is, the atmosphere itself will, for the most part, cause a lowering of the horizon due to the density of the air that you're looking through. And probably these other images that you've taken are on days when that's just normal. What you're seeing here is just another clear day where the atmosphere is just allowing you to see much further along the flat plane. It's just extending further and further. There comes a point where you can no longer see, obviously, but it places the horizon far, far further away than the geometry that you would expect on a globe. And that's the problem. You see, where we can just say, well, it was the atmosphere, just, the atmosphere blockage. You have to come up with some formulas and mathematics, and then the fact that the island isn't visible in this image is devastating for your claim that the water is being loomed up and the island isn't. essentially, that's that's it. Absolutely.
Well, that devastating claim, there's a whole Metabunk thread on that, so it's not too hard to find. But Ranty, I was in your position. Like, I used to be a flat earther for a couple days, right? Just like someone said the Earth is flat, I couldn't debunk it right away, so I had to go debunk it myself. But the reason I'm doing all these, like, explain this on a flat Earth, number 1, number 2, number 3, because that's the exact experiment that I did to debunk the idea that the Earth is flat for me, for myself. That's the experiment I did.
All you've done is applied your fundamentalist religious zealotry to it. You've taken a model, reified it into the picture that you've taken, without any data about anything that could be causing anything. So all you've done is taken a picture and applied your fundy belief to it. That's not debunking anything, you stupid idiot.
I kind of don't have the energy left for the insults today, Nathan.
You are an idiot. Listen up. Listen up. Listen up, you stupid idiot. If you don't like the insults, don't be an idiot. It is idiotic to take your fundamentalist religious belief in a sphere Earth, based on a presupposed R value, and then apply it to a picture that you have absolutely no information on whatsoever. Now, I've said this 3, 4, 5 times to you, and you're saying, oh, I don't like the insults. No, you are an idiot. You haven't acknowledged a word I've said. Yeah? You've laughed it off, ignored it, whistled past it, and then said it's reasonable to take your fundamentalist religious belief in a sphere Earth and apply it to the picture. No, that's idiotic. That's why I'm calling you an idiot.
Right. It's substantive. It's not just insults. We've drug you around by your short hairs, for the 25th time. Those are assessments from your performance. You get it?
I might be an idiot, I might not be, but I know who I am, and I'm Jimi Hendrix.
No, you're an idiot. What you've done is obfuscated the point with your guitar again, like you did last time when you asserted martyrdom based on being interrupted with some crucial globe Earth proof that you didn't have. We took it to pieces like we would have taken it to pieces for the 50th time when you presented it last time, but presumably got shut down. We will never know because you don't have any quotes to back your claim when you pull your martyrdom trick. You've just got your guitar. And in this instance, your fundy belief is absolutely ripped to pieces by your own imagery. Ranty has absolutely devastated you. He's also got Mick West in his comments when he points out that conspiracy cats conceding a diffraction limit isn't very conducive to geometric perspective hijacking curve calculations. And there's Mick West in his comments saying we don't need to take into account perspective. Oh really, Mick? This picture's got perspective, you fundy idiot. You're an idiot also, and a fundamentalist religious zealot also, just like Wiggles. Yeah? We do have perspective. It's in the pictures. It's just your geometry calculator has hijacked it, Mick. So when you come on to Ranty's video saying, we don't need perspective, oh really? Well, why is Catz conceding that it's a reason things can disappear then, if you don't need it? Oh, because the bits that disappear are going to get called Earth curve, aren't they, Mick? Yeah, we all know your game.
Joke.
You are an idiot, Wiggles. Based on your performance, as just described by Quantum Eraser. Not an ad hominem. Your claim is idiotic. 2 so far, both ripped to pieces.
Hey, Ranty, I'm sorry for going down that road, man. You know, I went and made a 4-course breakfast and came back, and Wiggles was still talking.
Let's just clarify this for the. Are you still recording, Nate?
Yeah, he's still on screen.
Yeah, let's just clarify this for the audience. The base of this rock, where the tip of my cursor is right now, is clearly seen in the imagery, right? And the horizon extends beyond that, right? Now, his observer height, he quotes himself as being sea level, and I think he's done that because essentially he's taken into account the swell and the wave heights at that time. But I can't be too sure because I didn't get a chance to answer him. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I said, let's put him 2 or 3 meters above sea level. Hell, let's put him 8 meters above sea level. It doesn't matter because the horizon, even at 8 miles, will be, at 7 miles, will be, he would have to have been like 15 meters high, and he clearly wasn't. You can see that in the image here. This is where he took his image from. He's right next to the water, basically. So he's taken the image from here. The horizon should have cut off the bottom of this rock. That's what should have happened from his observer point. He should never have seen this horizon line extend beyond the base of this rock. So by virtue of that, it's placed the horizon at least 7.3 miles away. At least 7.3 miles away. That is impossible on a globe. Absolutely. And it's a slam dunk flat earth proof, I have to say. So they come up with Mick West, oh, it's being loomed up. How can that be refracted and loomed up? And the island that he's trying to see in the background isn't being loomed up. You know?
Yeah, I'll reiterate what I said. If you're going to claim that things are being loomed or synced, then you need to back it. You can't just say it based on a reverse engineering of your own evidence. That's just circular reasoning. But with that, I will say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who've tuned in on the Nathan Oakley premiering stream for hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Of course, a massive thank you to all of today's debating panel for making this debate possible. I've been Nathan Oakley. Be sure to check out the Flat Earth Debate Forum at nathanoakley.com, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!